So today we're going to be going over my top 10 summer niche fragrances of 2021. Just within this past week or so, I just uploaded my video on my top 10 designer summer fragrances for this year. So if you missed out on that one and you are more into the designer fragrances than niche, you can go check that video out. But I'm assuming most of you guys are here and clicked on this video because you want some more expensive luxury niche type of fragrances to wear when it's hot out this summer. Personally, I love designer fragrances. That's what makes up the majority of my collection, and I love making videos on them, and I do wear them often. But I also really love and enjoy niche products, luxury niche fragrances. I don't know, there's just something that is just different about the experience overall, so I always get excited when doing these niche videos. We're going to run right through it, no honorable mentions. I'm going to start at number 10. This one is Kilian Smoke for the Soul. Cannabis, eucalyptus, and birch are going to be some of the main notes. So a lot of times when you're talking about Kilian fragrances, they're not usually going to be in a summer video. A lot of times they're going to be in a fall or winter video. A lot of his offerings are much more rich and sweet, and they have a lot of depth. And there's a few like Vodka on the Rocks and Smoke for the Soul that do have primarily fresh dominance about them. Vodka on the Rocks is great. I actually just more recently picked that one up, and it could have been a good fit for this video as well, but I didn't want to do any honorable mentions or any ties. I didn't want to get too redundant with the video with including multiples from the same house. I think I did that once, but other than that, I tried not to. So I just had to choose kind of my favorite, and my favorite is Smoke for the Soul. You get the cannabis in here, but it's a nice green herbal cannabis. It doesn't really smell like a smoked cannabis. It's just more green and herbal. You get that eucalyptus as well, and you get a nice woody birch. There's something about this one that just smells so great, works so well, and kind of has a refreshing, uplifting type of feel in one way or another. It's not going to be like your typical summer fragrance, which is very much citrus heavy or aquatic or that sort of thing. This one is a bit of a different approach, but I do find it to be appropriate for the warm weather. This is actually one of my favorites from the brand, and especially when we're talking about the fresh offerings from them. So yeah, number 10, Kilian Smoke for the Soul. A lot of people probably do put this one off, but it is worth at least trying out. You may be impressed. At number 9, we have Mancera Oud Lemon Mint. Lemon, oud, and almond are some of the main notes. So this is another one that's going to be not your traditional type of summer scent, because this one does have a bit more of a richness about it. You do get that oud, you do get that almond, so it's a bit more sweet, and again, it's not going to be an ultra super fresh dominant type of scent like you would expect for summer. But you still get a nice juicy lemon note, you still get green facets from the scent, and I still find it to be pleasant to wear when it's warm outside. This isn't one that you would maybe want to wear when it's 85, 90 degrees and the sun is out, but if it's a summer evening, summer morning, that sort of thing, or you're just indoors all day, this one here is a nice refreshing option. It's something different, and it's something to kind of switch it up if you're wearing nothing but citruses and aquatics and marine scents all summer long and you want something a bit different. Oud Lemon Mint is a nice choice. And if you do want to get this one, I will link it down below to Twisted Lily. You can use my code CHAOS10 for 10% off site-wide. That code is always active, so make sure you take advantage of that. At number 8, we have one of my favorite offerings from Maison Francis Kurkdjian. This one is Petite Matin, which I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I believe it translates to something along the lines of like a Sunday morning, that sort of thing. You can correct me down below, but I think it's kind of something like that. Lemon, orange blossom, and musk are some of the main notes. So I find this scent to be so uplifting and so bright. And again, out of all of the offerings that I own and that I have smelled, which is a good amount, not close to all of them, but I have smelled a lot of scents from MFK, this is still one of my favorites. Kurkdjian does citruses very well, and this one to me just has this sparkling, twinkling, bright, uplifting summer morning type of smell. Again, the name, if it does translate to something like Sunday morning like I'm thinking of, is perfect, and I could not think of a better name for this one. It smells like you're just waking up on the weekend, early in the morning, you have your cup of coffee, you're going out and sitting on the front porch, the sun is coming up, the birds are chirping, it's just beautiful out. This is kind of what that smells like and what it captures to me. You know, it's all about finding a fragrance that paints that image in your head, and that's what this one does. Fantastic stuff. At number 7, we have a fragrance from Amouage. This one is Beach Hut Man. Mint, ivy, and vetiver are going to be some of the main notes in this one. So when you hear the name, first off, Beach Hut, maybe you're thinking of something that's marine, aquatic, and salty. However, this one is none of those things. It's quite a bit of a different approach to a scent like this. So even though it's not an aquatic or anything like that, the name Beach Hut I still do think is pretty fitting. You get a nice green, photorealistic mint note out of this one. The ivy does come through very much as well. You'll find that it's just a very spicy, masculine scent all the way through. You get a nice vetiver in the base as well. You know, there's something different about this one, the way it's composed and how it smells, that does still kind of give you this beach type of vibe, even though it's not like your traditional beachy type of scent. It's definitely a bit more aromatic, a bit more masculine. Some may say it's a bit mature, and some may say that it would be a bit older smelling to them. Maybe you are expecting something that's going to be very playful and very youthful from a beach-themed scent, and this one is basically the opposite, but I do find that I really like this one. It's different, it's cool, it's something intriguing, and again, when it comes to niche fragrances, for summertime, that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for stuff that's different. If I want something that's going to be a bit more typical, I'll refer back to my designer list that I just uploaded that you can watch if you want, and that's going to give me what I'm looking for there. But when it comes down to it, I usually choose a niche product because I want something that's just, you know, a little bit different, to spice it up a little bit, you know? Did you see that? Spice it up. And so niche fragrances do it. This one here, Beach Hut by Amouage, does it very well. Strong, strong performer, just like most of the fragrances are in this list, being that they are niche products. This one is really nice. At number 6, we have a fragrance from Parfums de Marly. This one is Sedley. By far my favorite fresh citrus scent from the line. Mint, lavender, lemon, bergamot, and ambroxan are going to be some of the main notes. It's all about that mint for me and all of the other citruses. Nice fuzzy, slightly warm ambroxan in here. Nice musk as well. It's clean, it's fresh, it's masculine, it's sexy, it's playful. This basically embodies summertime for me. You know, it smells like a guy in his early to mid 20s. Maybe he's in college or just getting out of college, whatever. He's just going downtown in the summertime, dressed casually in a nice pair of shorts, a nice t-shirt. He's wearing this fragrance and he's just doing his thing. You know, a nice clean cut guy. It's kind of what this one has going on. You know, it's got this modern muskiness about it due to all of the aroma chemicals in here, like of course the ambroxan, and I'm sure we're getting some others as well. Maybe a cashmere, just kind of giving off an overall muskiness. It is very much a mass appealing, summertime, sexy compliment getter. And I would say out of all of the fragrances in this list, if compliments are one of your number one goals for the summertime and you want that from a niche product, Sedley is going to be one of your best bets. This one is a good performer. They did fix the performance from this one if you never heard of how that story went, but essentially when it first came out, performance was not so great, so they actually went ahead and fixed it. Normally it happens the other way around, where it comes out and the performance is great, and over the years they slowly dial it back. But Parfums de Marly did go ahead and assumingly did it right by fixing the product, and hopefully it stays fixed and it stays strong. But I get good performance out of this one, so if you are to buy it from a discounter nowadays, you should be getting one that's going to be a good performing one. Breaking into the top 5, we have this guy, Creed Aventus Cologne. Orange, musk, birch, and vetiver are some of the main notes. So this is not a recent discovery for me because I smelled this when it first came out, but more of a recent bottle addition to my collection. I just put it off for the longest time. Finally decided to go ahead and pull the trigger on it, and I've just been obsessed with this one. This one recently went with me on a trip to Chicago a few weeks back. It was not too warm. You know, it wasn't like it was 90 degrees and was the best time to be wearing Creed Aventus cologne, but it did work really well. I just love this fragrance. It's been going everywhere with me, and it's so addicting, and I'm not really sure why. I love the original Creed Aventus, but there's something about the addition of the orange in here and just the overall brighter and lighter feel that has me hooked. If you want something that's simply going to be fresher and brighter for summertime than the original Aventus, and maybe for some of you guys, the original Aventus is a bit too masculine for you and just a bit too strong and assertive, check out Aventus Cologne. Really great stuff, and for the hottest of summer days, this one's going to be killer. At number 4, we have Xerjoff Mephisto Gentle Uomo. Violet, lavender, and grapefruit are some of the main notes in this one. I really like this scent. It still has somewhat of a Silver Mountain Water type of feel, by Creed. It's got a similar thing going on there, just with a bit more of a watery violet note, a bit more focus on some other citruses. Silver Mountain Water was all about the tea and the bergamot, the black currant. This one has a bit more going on and is working with a bit more. You get a nice clean, fresh lavender in here, which kind of ties everything together and just gives it a nice summertime clean freshness. It's a Xerjoff fragrance, so you know you're getting something that is of good quality. It is a good performer, especially given the fact that it is a lighter, brighter type of scent, like all of these, but it still does perform good. It'll get you through a day. I really like it. It smells fantastic. It's nice and light and fresh and watery. Perfect for summertime. At number 3, we have one of my favorites from Creed in terms of their summertime only fragrances. Well, look, a lot of their fragrances, I guess, are summertime only. I guess it's just hard for me to say that this is one of my top favorites because I do have a lot of favorites from Creed, like the original Aventus, like Viking, like Spice and Wood, like the list goes on, Aventus Cologne, that was just here a second ago. This one, of course, is Irolfa. Ambergris, bergamot, lime, and melon are some of the main notes. So I still remember getting this stuff a while back, a few years back, and I just remember loving it so much. If I were to describe this in one way, it just smells like you're out on the boat in the ocean, just breathing in the salty air, kind of feeling the water splashing up on you, smelling the water from the ocean, that sort of thing. Having the sun out, just kind of, feeling good from the sun. That's what this one embodies. It's salty, it's aquatic, it's fresh, it's citrusy. It's just a whole lot of summertime freshness. And I find that it does have quite a bit of a different character to it compared to a lot of other summer fragrances from Creed and just on the market in general. I have yet to find another scent that smells similar to Irolfa, and that gives me the same type of feeling. I mean, when you smell it, it really does have this ozonic, salty, airy freshness down that I haven't smelled anywhere else. For me, one of my favorites, it does get overshadowed by some of the other heavy hitters from Creed for summertime, like Millesime Imperial, Virgin Island Water, even Silver Mountain Water, even Royal Water. And Royal Water is kind of lower on the totem pole as well. And this one kind of falls below most of those. But I find that it is right up there, and I prefer it over a lot of those other popular summer scents from Creed. Really nice stuff. If you've been sleeping on it, now might be the time to pick it up. And at number 2, we have Luministe by Frappan. Lemon, gin, and juniper berries are going to be some of the main notes. I love the sparkling lemon in here. I love the juniper berries, also kind of adding to that sparkling touch. And of course the gin as well. The gin and the juniper berries are really what's giving off that kind of cocktail summertime booziness. Not like a sweet booziness like in Virgin Island Water by Creed, like I was talking about a second ago, but something that is more bright and sparkling. Nice, sexy, tart, slightly creamy lemon. Smells so, so good. One of my favorite summertime boozy type of scents. If you want something that's sparkling and that kind of reminds you of sipping on a cocktail at the beach, this one here is a must-have. And at number 1, my most anticipated summertime scent that I'm going to be wearing this year is Neo by Xerjoff. Bergamot, green notes, and neroli are going to be the main players. It's all about that bergamot and neroli for me. Smells just juicy and succulent and to die for. I'm just going to waste the spray up in the air. I think it's worth it. Yeah, that opening is incredible. You get this like crunched up, crushed up green leaves type of smell. So photorealistic. It almost smells like you're just grabbing a handful of grass and leaves out from your backyard, out from the garden, and smelling it along with, squeezing a nice fresh bergamot over top of that. So you're getting that juicy, fresh bergamot smell. And then, of course, the neroli. It's like you're just grabbing a little bit of neroli or some other type of floral from your garden as well, and you're kind of sprinkling that on top. That's what you get out of this one. I don't just say these things just to hype something up, to get all excited and, ooh, we're hyping stuff. You know, I say this when I do discover something amazing, and this is by no means a new discovery. This has been out for a long time, but for me, you know, it's a fragrance that I just recently got into my collection and I've just been falling in love with. So authentic, so photorealistic, and you don't get this type of scent, this type of opening, this type of realism from a designer. It just doesn't happen. And again, I love my designers. I'm not being a niche snob or anything like that, but that's why I get excited about stuff like this and about videos like this, because it allows you to experience things that you just didn't think were out there. I mean, to smell something this realistic from a bottle is pretty incredible. I'm a big proponent of the outdoors and just being outside and being able to smell all the green and citrus from this one. It just makes me happy. Again, it's a Xerjoff product. It is a bit more expensive, but your best bet to get it at a discount would be to shop with Twisted Lily and use my code CHAOS10 for 10% off. That will be the top link in the description. If you want to check out Neo or any other Xerjoff or really any other niche fragrance, Twisted Lily has them, and that's a way for you to get them at a discount. All right, guys, that's going to do it for me. That was my top 10 niche summer fragrances for this year. Let me know some of your picks down below. You can tell me the niche products you're excited to wear, or also some designers as well. That's going to do it for me. Thank you so much for watching. Stay safe, stay healthy. We'll see you tomorrow with another one. Take care.